I'm so upset, actually, legitimately upset that my hair tie just broke.
No.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm recording.
Hi guys, and welcome back to Better Off Reading. In case you didn't know, my name is Michelle. And today I'm gonna tell you 10 facts about me. I'm brand new to YouTube, so I thought this would be a fun video to do so you guys can know a little bit more about me. So first of all, I have an environmental science degree, so that means I know way more than anybody needs to know about trees and the atmosphere. I am a huge coffee addict. In my house right now is about 7 different ways to make coffee, from the French press to my Mr. Coffee maker to my Bialetti. There are 5 different coffees in my house. It's fine. So if you need coffee or have a question about coffee, I would be the person to ask. I am distantly related to Abraham Lincoln. Actually, my cousin traced our family tree back one time, and it turns out that we're actually related to Mary Todd Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln's wife. So I'm distantly related to a president. Last year, in 2017, I visited 5 different countries. I went to Spain, France, Norway, Ireland, and Mexico. And in addition to that, I also went to Hawaii. So that means I went on a grand total of 17 planes, including a couple during the holiday season, which I do not recommend. It's a very busy time to fly. I'm a pretty big hiker. So this year, some of my favorite hikes included going to Grafton Notch and doing the Eyebrow Trail. I hiked a little bit in Baxter Park and did the Chimney Pond Trail. I also hiked up to 2 archaeological sites in Mexico, one in Tepoztlan and one in Malleonalco. And so this upcoming year, there's a couple of trails I want to do once the weather gets better, including Mount Katahdin and Baxter State Park, and I want to do a couple trails in Acadia. So hopefully I can do those when the weather gets a little better and it stops snowing. My favorite genre of books is definitely memoirs. I find some of my favorite books are memoirs, from Into Thin Air to The Glass Castle. It's just kind of like what I like to read about. I'll pretty much read a memoir about anybody. I love hearing about different people's lives. Another fact about me is that I was a huge band geek in high school. I was in the orchestra and the band, and I played the flute in both of those ensembles. Fun fact, the flute was not my first choice, but I wanted to play the saxophone so badly, and my mom was like, you know, you're gonna have to carry around that instrument all the time. And every time everyone had to lug around their heavy instrument and I put my flute in my backpack, I was so happy that my mom was like, you know, maybe pick the smaller one. I have a weird obsession with birds. I don't know, birds are like my favorite thing, which is why maybe you notice I have a lot of bird books on the shelf back there. And actually I have more, but when I moved, I couldn't take them all. Yeah, so much so that my favorite animal is a crow. I find them super interesting. I actually did an internship with a couple crows a while back, and they were just like the smartest birds ever, and they could mimic a lot of what we said, which was cool. So to piggyback off of that fun fact, I actually used to work with a couple birds because I interned at a zoo, and my project was to teach a whooping crane how to get on a scale. And that bird did not want to get on the scale at all. How it worked was I taught him how to stand on just a board, and he would do that, and then when you put the board on top of the scale, he just refused to go near it. So I partially scale trained a whooping crane, and I'm known as the crazy bird lady. And I know not a lot of people like birds, but that's okay. And then my last fact is my favorite movie is When Harry Met Sally. I can quote that movie backwards and forwards. There's something about Nora Ephron that I really enjoy. I love all of her movies, but When Harry Met Sally definitely has a special spot in my heart. And that's the movie that I put on when I'm having a rough day or I just want to relax. Billy Crystal makes me laugh every time in that movie, even though I know that the jokes are coming up, which is a pretty good sign. And then you can't beat the 80s hair in that movie. Yeah. Yeah, so that was 10 facts about me. If you like what you see, subscribe. You can find me on Instagram and Goodreads as Better Off Reading. And that's it for today. Happy reading. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Michelle and this is Better Off Reading. On this channel you can find some reviews, some recommendations, some of my favorite. If you like what you see, subscribe. Happy reading.